disaster.
Hi, I'm Beryl, and this is a very special holiday episode. We are going to be looking at holiday/Christmas foods from Canada, the USA, Italy, Argentina, and Poland. I had only one caveat for this episode. I begged you to make the recipes easy. So hopefully they are. Let's start.
Hi, my name is Rosalie and I live in Quebec, Canada. Today I'd like to share with you a special holiday treat called bonbon patate, which literally means potato candy. They're these cute little swirly confections. They're soft and crunchy. They're really simple to make. They're made with only 3 basic ingredients. You have your mashed potatoes, loads of sugar, and crunchy peanut butter. This dish is very typical Quebecois to me because we have so many traditional dishes that are potato based because it's what was widely available a couple hundred years ago. And then we have so many classic desserts that are just pure sugar. I mean, we are the maple syrup province, so we really like our sweet stuff. So it makes complete sense that such a confection would come to be. But it really stands out from these other desserts because it has that nice balance with the peanut butter. I really like this dessert because it's kind of a blank canvas that you can build up on. You can add some flaky salt or some dark chocolate to kind of bring out that bitterness or saltiness to cut through that sugar.
I don't have any more.
And it's just so flavorful to me. This dessert is also special to me because it's kind of a rare occurrence growing up. My sister has a peanut allergy, so we didn't really have it at our house. I had to go to other people's houses, or I would have it with my grandma in her kitchen, so it was really kind of that special little moment just for the two of us. For me, the holidays is really all about the family and the food. And so my favorite holiday tradition is rolling the dough. It's a moment where we just gather all the extended family, and half of the people are working on the pie fillings and the other half working on rolling the actual dough. And so in the end, we just end up with dozens of savory and sweet pies. It's a really fun moment.
This is some holiday bull.
I really think you should give bonbon patate a try. It's so easy, shareable, and it's bound to be a potluck hit. Well then, joyeuses fêtes à tous, happy holidays to all, and enjoy!
Remember when I said I wanted to do easy recipes? On paper, yes. Simple, only 3 ingredients: potato, powdered sugar, peanut butter. In execution, what the heck? Also, a recipe that calls for 1 pound of powdered sugar. I'm scared for my teeth. I hope my dentist isn't watching this. Oh my God. Oh, my teeth. I think this name is a misnomer. This tastes nothing like a potato. This tastes like powdered sugar and peanut butter. The creation of this recipe must have been absolutely bonkers. When you make it, the potato becomes liquid, so you have to keep adding powdered sugar so that you can get back to like a dough form, even though that was the original form that you started with. The amount, I ran out of powdered sugar. I had to go to the store and buy more powdered sugar. It's shocking. I'm really not much of a sweets person, and this is like sweets times a million. It was definitely interesting to make. I would say this is probably not my cup of tea, but 10 out of 10 for creativity.
Hey Beryl, my name is Liv and I live in Oakland, California. I am also a content creator here on YouTube for the channel The Leopard Lodge, where I do creative projects including a lot of cooking California Italian cuisine. The dish I am sharing with you today is my own twist on Italian bagna cauda. Bagna cauda is this kind of salty, savory, garlicky umami dip that you use for raw or cooked vegetables, or my personal favorite, a crusty baguette, comprised of tinned anchovies and garlic steeped in warm oil and sometimes butter, hence the translation hot bath. I learned how to make penne cotta when I was working at an Italian restaurant in my mid-20s, and it was the first dish that ever got me to finally like anchovies. And now I just can't stop eating them. Italian food and cooking was probably the first thing that my dad and I bonded over when I was a kid, and it definitely made its way into plenty of holidays that we shared together. But because my dad lives on the other side of the world and we lost my mom when I was a teenager, the holidays are a complicated time of year for me. And much of my adult life has been about creating my own traditions because I don't have family nearby. I love this dish because it's comprised of relatively inexpensive pantry staples that I always have in my kitchen, and it comes together pretty quickly but tastes intense and complex and like it's been cooking for days. This is also something that I would have never touched as a kid, so incorporating it into my holiday spread is almost like challenging my younger self. Well, Beryl, I know that you say you hate tinned anchovies, so I think you should try this dish, and it might surprise you. Happy holidays.
I'm super curious. I mean, I don't like anchovies, and it's something that I have said before. And so anytime there's a chance to change my mind, I'm game. A pureed anchovy dip feels like maybe a bold choice to be something that converts me, but there's a lot of butter in here and garlic. Doesn't really smell that anchovy-y. Dip, dip, dip. Dip-a, dip-a, dip-a. I like it. There's definitely an anchovy aftertaste, but it's really good, actually. It's not that fishy. I feel like it is more butter and garlic forward, but at the same time, there is like eau d'anchovy. So it's not fully without that flavor. It just somehow is really balanced. This is definitely a fun addition to like your typical dips at a, table of food. Unexpected. Liv, I'm gonna say it. You changed my mind about anchovies in this one instance only. But this was very good and very easy to make.
Hello everyone, my name is Lea. I am originally from Poland, but currently I am living in Chicago, Illinois. Because Christmas is coming up, I would like to share with you a dish near and dear to my heart, kapusta z grochem, or boiled sauerkraut with split peas. A relatively easy, at least compared to Polish standards, Christmas dish and a personal favorite of mine. Kapusta z grochem is a stew-like dish with boiled sauerkraut, caramelized onions, split peas, and a few spices like bay leaf, allspice, black pepper, the usual. The sour flavor of the kraut is really balanced well with the sweetness of the caramelized onions, and it creates this warm dish that you just can't stop eating. Most dishes eaten on Christmas Eve, which is arguably the most important meal during Polish Christmas, will not contain any meat. Traditionally, families will also make sure that there's at least 12 dishes on their table. No one in my immediate family knows exactly where and how this dish came to be part of our Christmas dinner, but it has been there for as long as I can remember, mostly because I always request that it is made. It's not Christmas for me without it. After my family moved to the United States, we seldom had the opportunity to go back and see our family during the Christmas season. Instead, we would often have a potluck-style dinner with other members of the Polish community around us who also could not go back to see their families. I think discussions about immigration can often center around how hard it can be to be away from your family, your friends, everything that's comforting and familiar, especially around the holidays. And that's true, it can be hard. But I think living abroad has afforded me the opportunity to meet a community of people from parts of Poland that I'm not from and taste dishes that my family would never make. And so my understanding of even what my home country is has grown so greatly through those opportunities. So if you're looking to venture into the world of Eastern European kraut dishes, or you will use any opportunity to caramelize those onions, I highly recommend you try Kapusta z Grochem. Merry Christmas, or how we say it in Poland, Wesołych Świąt.
At first blush, I thought that this recipe was complicated. It seemed like there was a lot going on, but actually very simple to make, and I love sauerkraut. Like, I love sauerkraut to the point that, you know, like when you sometimes will open the refrigerator and just eat something out of the jars in there? Like, I do that with sauerkraut and sometimes with my fingers, and mostly it's just because I'm the only one in the house who eats it, so I'm allowed to. But also this brand that I use, Bubby's, very delicious. Sour, like good and crunchy, good sauerkraut. This food is me. This is, if I was a bowl of food, I feel like this would be me. It's crunchy and creamy. It's sour, and I just love sour. And there's like a little bit of sweetness. The caramelized onions are giving it this like sweetness, and there's like a little bit of sugar on top. I mean, it's perfection. If you like sauerkraut, have I got the dish for you. I've never thought to boil sauerkraut before. Funky. Okay, let's do the next dish.
Hi Beryl, I'm Fiona and I'm from Los Angeles, California in the United States. The dish I'm going to be sharing with you all today is bacon wrapped dates. It is the Christmas staple in my house and so insanely easy to make. It is a date wrapped in bacon. Some people stuff them with different cheeses. I know that my family's secret ingredient is water chestnuts. I'm actually the one who usually makes this at Christmas time, but the first person in our family to make this was my uncle, who we all kind of joke is obsessed with bacon. It was an instant hit. It is the one thing that everyone from all over the country in our family can agree on, is that this friggin' rocks. They're crunchy and salty from the bacon and sweet and gooey from the warm date. There is, quite frankly, nothing more American than bacon, especially bacon-wrapped things. It is just in our American nature to wrap things in bacon. Little wrap-up line, all you gotta do, wrap it in bacon, throw it in the oven, bada bing, bada boom, bam. It's amazing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Feliz Navidad, enjoy.
I put the bacon wrapped dates in a tiny little piggy bowl. That's on good plating. I can say that I've had bacon wrapped dates before. They are a staple in my household as well, but I have never had them with water chestnuts. I always have done blue cheese, my favorite cheese. So this is my first time having one with water chestnut. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I didn't think that it would be the temperature of a volcano inside. It's like a fun little crunch in there because the date is so soft, especially when you heat them up. They become like really sugary, and it kind of adds a caramelization to the bacon, so you get this candied bacon, and then you have this nice crunch of the water chestnut. It's gonna be hot. Haha. Okay, we made it through that date. I think I'd kind of prefer the blue cheese only because it adds a really contrasting flavor that's super savory to the sweet date, but it doesn't add any crunch. Sometimes you need that crunch. The problem with bacon wrap dates is the same problem that I have with mozzarella sticks. I can sit down and eat like 6 to 7 of these. But if you gave me a plate with 6 to 7 dates, like that is a lot of dates. And the same goes for mozzarella sticks. Like if you said, here Beryl, here are 4 string cheeses, I don't think I would eat that. But give me 4 mozzarella sticks, I'm gonna put them all down and then maybe ask for more. It's all about presentation. We have one last dish. It's from Argentina. Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Pilar. I'm from Chaco, Argentina, but I'm living in Buenos Aires. The dish I'm sharing with you today is really simple and delicious. It's called sanguchitos de miga. It's a go-to for everyone on holidays and birthdays. It's really easy to make. It's just a sandwich with no crust. You can put anything you want in it. The most common one is 1 layer of cheese, 1 layer of ham, 3 layers of bread, and mayo in between every layer. Some of us like to eat them with chips inside. It gives it a lovely crunch. I'm the designated sanguchito de miga maker in my family. I think the best part of sanguchitos de miga is that everyone likes them. They are not problematic at all. And we love to gather with friends and family. It doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to be easy, simple, delicious, and easy to eat while standing up or dancing. I always make sanguchitos de miga while singing Christmas songs with my family on Christmas Eve, and we try not to eat them as we go. And every year we try something different. We really like to put homemade garlic mayo on them lately. This time of year is for resting and spending time with family. My favorite thing to do is plan what next year's Christmas tree will look like. Next year is going to be origami. I'm so excited. You should try this because it's simple, adaptable, and it gives you room for awesome inventions. I hope you try it. Feliz Navidad y Feliz Año Nuevo. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year's.
The last the last dish is a sandwich. Kind of like a really cute little tea sandwich. Although I do have regrets that I cut it diagonally. I wish I had cut it down the middle as a square. Whatever, that's neither here nor there. The point is, I love potato chips on sandwiches. That's crunchy. I didn't have the proper, oh man. The bread is stuck on all my teeth. The bread that Pilar told me to use was this very thin, crustless white bread. And I couldn't find that, so I just cut the crust off of Wonder Bread and rolled it out, because Wonder Bread, once you roll it out, becomes really thin, although it does become more dense, and that's why it's like really sticking to my teeth. But I feel like it mimics it well enough. Tea sandwiches during Christmas is not something I ever thought to put together, but it also is like such a great holiday party food. They're so easy to make. Who doesn't love like a simple sandwich like this? I mean, I feel like I definitely do. This is fun and this is easy, and you can say that it's an Argentinian classic if you make it at your house. With that final bite, that completes 2021 YouTube content. I'm gonna go take a break and hang out with my puppy and family, and I will see you guys in the new year.